Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
So how you know that?
We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker try to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
They always want you to, you know what these rappers, all these singers, all these big rappers y'all look up to? They always tell you what the good part about, but they never tell you what the bad part. And that's crazy, man. Yeah, they got all this money, but they dealing with emo spirits. They dealing with they self. They dealing with, man, come on, man.
The Diddy Saga is back, and so is one of the loudest whistleblowers of this case, Katt Williams. According to him, it was never just about the wild parties or freak-offs. He was allegedly blackmailing folks, pulling strings behind closed doors to bend people to his will or have them kneel down if you get my drift, especially up-and-coming stars. And 5 names stood out in that lineup. But just so we're clear, this is all speculation and rumors coming from people close to the situation. None of this links directly to me. I'm just the messenger, so don't come for me. Now let's run through it one by one. No skips, just facts, and what's already out there. The first one, who allegedly got Diddler, was YK Osiris. People have been whispering it was confirmed that he was Diddy's boy toy, and Diddy was funding his lifestyle after that Jamaica trip back in 2021. YK was out here posting shirtless pool pics of Diddy with prayer hand emojis. Then he posted a photo of himself laid up, naked, getting a massage while talking about listening to Diddy, eating fruit, and loving the tropical weather. Even more telling, his Instagram was full of solo villa shots, flexing like he was on a sponsored trip. And when he deleted that pic of him leaning in to eat fruit all sensually, it just added fuel. One user said, that fruit pic, sometimes they get turned out so much they stop being able to hide it. And here's where it got dark. Right before that trip, YK announced that he sold all his expensive whips. Lamborghini, Rolls Royce, Cadillacs, gone. Claimed he was struggling.
Yes, man, I sold my Lamborghini, I sold my Rolls Royce, I sold my Cadillacs. Yes, sirski. Yes, sirski. Ride that thing. Hey, I'm about to beat that charge. Man, I ain't gonna lie. This thing humble yourself. I ain't gonna cap to you. I got a floss for you, nigga. God, I ain't got a floss for you, man. If y'all gonna think what y'all wanna think. If I do got it, don't got it. Y'all gonna think what y'all wanna think. I love this Honda. I ain't riding no Lamborghini. I got a floss for you, nigga. That's what's wrong with you.
But people started questioning how he could afford that Jamaica trip at all, unless of course somebody else footed the bill. Then things exploded. YK's baby mama put it all out there, saying she left him after catching him in bed with another man. And YK, when asked about all this on The Breakfast Club, he didn't shut it down. Instead, he blushed, pulled his hoodie over his head, and laughed through the whole conversation like a schoolboy with a crush.
Now I'm about to Google, because I ain't never heard this one.
Yeah, nobody would ever say that one.
Oh, yeah.
So here goes Envy.
They said that he said he was Diddy's boy toy.
Yeah, I was in Jamaica with him.
Oh, I see it now.
See?
I was in Jamaica
Osiris
with
in Jamaica with his alleged booty.
See?
Can we talk about Diddy new boy toy, YK Osiris? Why you did this to Diddy, man? It's messed up, man.
Charlemagne and Envy pressed him, and he just kept dancing around it.
Diddy though?
He said yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
I was with a shawty.
All right, but Diddy was there.
No, he was a whole other different.
Oh, so they just made this up?
Yeah, they made it up, yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, he was in a whole other different area. Like, he was like...
Have you ever met Diddy?
Yeah.
Okay, did he ask you to party?
Yeah.
Party?
Man.
Don't he put his fantasies on you.
That moment kicked off a downward spiral. Soon after, YK jumped on Instagram in full breakdown mode. He said he felt used, that the industry wasn't for him, that he had no real friends and wanted to crash out. According to him, he was even seeing spirits attacking him in his own home.
Like I say, you can't use Drake with me, you can't use Lil Baby because they don't with me no more. So please don't use that. You haven't seen me around Drake in a minute. or Lil Baby. Long time. So let's get that out the door. Please don't use that no more. Like, I'm not a leecher, like, me for a reason. But like, I want to die. Like, I want to kill myself. I want to like leave this earth. I don't have no friends. Y'all see who I'm with. Nobody. I'm nobody. Nobody nearest me. Nobody around me. Nobody is like near me.
Then he launched into another rant, this time taking aim at the entire music game. He said rappers only show the good side, the fame, the money, but never talk about the dark side. Behind the scenes, they're dealing with emotional torment, struggling mentally, and some of them are on the edge.
They always want you to, you know what these rappers, all these singers, all these big rappers y'all look up to? They always tell you what the good part about, but they never tell you what the bad part. And that's crazy, man. Yeah, they got all this money, but they dealing with emo spirits. They dealing with themselves. They dealing with, man, come on, man.
He made it clear he wanted out of the music industry. He said he only stayed in it to provide for his family, but deep down, he knew this life wasn't aligned with what God wanted for him.
I want to get out this music industry because this is not for me, but I do it because I feed my family. But I don't want to be in this. This is not what God want me to do. God don't want me to do this, but I do it to feed my family. And I want to get out this. I want to get out of the music industry because yes, you go through pain. You go through this because this is what the devil wants you to go through to destroy yourself.
And ever since YK started speaking out, his career has been in the gutter. No major features, no label push, the industry turned its back on him. But he's not the only one who paid the price for stepping out of line. Let's talk Burna Boy. His name came up in Katt's list too, and that caught folks off guard. See, Burna ain't exactly based in Hollywood, but in 2020, Diddy executive produced his album Twice as Tall, and that raised eyebrows. Out of nowhere, Diddy's all over Burna's rollout. The two of them teamed up heavy for that project.
Now I'm gonna take y'all out to my other crib, the Creative Compounds, like a 50-minute ride, put on some music, smoke, get into a vibe, relax. It's gonna be some good food. There's gonna be some good food waiting for us. It's gonna be some views we don't get to see and we don't get to call ours.
It's basically saying like my heart is gone.
I know I heard you on some ill shit, but that's like compact greatness, and we just did that right here.
Burna explained that he wanted the album to serve as a strong connection for black people across the diaspora. He believed Diddy was the right person to help make that happen because of his reach and influence. At first, it looked like a simple collab, but after hearing everything Diddy's accused of, folks started speculating about what Burna really had to give up for that push. And then out of nowhere, a pic of Diddy and Burna caught in mid-act started going viral. No one really knows if the pic was edited or real, but the time of it was super sus. Still, Diddy's got a history of using power, not just handing it out, and that's the part that don't sit right. Burna got global reach, so putting him on might have helped Diddy more than it helped Burna. But in this game, help usually comes with strings, and that's why Burna's name showing up raised so many flags. And something similar happened with another rapper, a promised career for something sinister. The Meek Mill case, his situation might be the loudest out of all five. For context, 50 Cent has been very open about why he distanced himself from Diddy. He once described a moment that made him uncomfortable, saying it felt off and made him step back.
Now, I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time. I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was asking to try and get me to hang out with him was like, "Yo, I'll take you shopping." Like, and I'm like, "What you mean?" Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you, and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards, or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. And when I say people respond, how people respond to things matter. Like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability.
While 50 Cent was keeping his distance, Meek Mill was doing the opposite. He was showing up in matching outfits with Diddy, going on shopping trips, and attending parties together.
We do this for our family, our sons, whatever they taught us in the streets. We grew up looking up to. I looked up like Papa, y'all was on TV, I was so far gone. We grew up looking up to. on a corner that was on a corner for 25 years.
50 Cent even mocked the situation, pointing out that Meek seemed to get closer to Diddy right around the time those invitations were extended.
Yeah, you see, now Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop. This is really happening. I'm just saying to you. No, stop it, man. Just set that up. Look, you set that up. This dude, he's in the same shirt.
What do you mean he's in the same shirt?
Obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. This is what I'm saying, bro. Cause you go, I'm like, nah, it was odd. Like, this is some of the things that people say, like, girls, guys may say to a girl, you know, like, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
What do you think is happening in the middle?
I don't know what is going on.
Wow,
there.
they found Kendrick and Wifey.
But this wasn't just about fashion or parties. It was about how close they really got. According to people close to 50, Meek didn't just hang with Diddy, he leaned all the way in. And that's where the whole man card talk from Terrence Howard comes back in. In his interview, Terrence explained that giving up your manhood for a deal or opportunity leaves a scar that don't heal.
There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head, you know. But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Katt Williams echoed a similar message when he said he had to turn down $50 million on 4 separate occasions just to protect his integrity. He even claimed that refusing Diddy's sexual advances was part of that decision.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
Then came the real plot twist. Lil Rod, who used to work closely with Diddy, filed a lawsuit. In it, he said Diddy was messing and funding a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj and did the Super Bowl with a Vegas residency. That's Meek, no guessing. Not long after, a leaked audio clip started circulating online. The voices in the recording were allegedly Meek and Diddy caught mid-act. The bodyguard who recorded and leaked the audio said it happened during one of Diddy's freak-off parties. He said Diddy intentionally spiked everyone's drinks at the party so they would be too high and drunk to know what was going on.
Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink, so I was playing that off like I don't drink. I smoke. Like, I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against cheeks. I heard struggling to take. I heard being like, yeah, daddy. Like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling. Like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this because I was like, this Diddy.
Everybody.
Timeline, the personal connections, and Meek's decision to suddenly go silent about it all started to add up. Now Meek has been posting about being a king from the trenches, talking global influence and saying folks trying to silence him, but it feels like a man trying to protect an image, not fight off a lie. Then there's Orlando Brown. Yeah, he's been painted as unstable, but his old rants about Hollywood don't sound so crazy now. Orlando has been talking about dark rooms and real foul stuff for years that goes on in these celeb mansions for years. In fact, people like Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright allege that it's because of the trauma that he endured behind the scenes, Orlando acts the way he does.
Jaleel, you know?
Right. So can you tell us like what stuff he used to do to you?
Just call me names. And then give me rides on the scooter and then take me in the Ferrari and fly me away and then gas me up and then be like, you poor.
According to several sources close to Orlando, he might be pretending to act unstable just to stay safe. Jaguar Wright even said that Orlando's playing crazy just to stay safe, and if you really pay attention to the things he says, you'll notice he's sharp.
Orlando's brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all spent time with him.
We did.
Yeah.
He's highly intelligent.
Yes.
Imagine what it's been like to wear this character for this long.
No, I can only...
That he does is a character. Actually, the shit he does online is the best acting he does.
Is he speaking truth?
Of course he is.
That's what led one user following Orlando's interviews to say, I believe he plays this crazy role so he can say what he wants and people think he joking, but in actuality, he telling the truth. In one of his more recent interviews, he didn't just say Diddy did him dirty. He hinted that Diddy made him sleep with multiple rappers. And he named names too. Busta Rhymes, Bow Wow, Usher, and even Drake got mentioned.
How did you feel when you saw this lawsuit that made it seem as if perhaps Diddy and Meek Mill has...
I mean, to each their own, and why would they not have sex when they're gay rappers?
Do you think Meek Mill's gay?
We all know he's gay.
Who's we?
Rick Ross know he's gay.
I didn't know. It's news to me.
Everybody, Rick Ross knows.
You think Rick Ross would sign a gay rapper?
Jaguar even alleged she saw Bryshere and Meek running from Will Smith's house, screaming from one such parties.
And young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bryshere Gray, left that house screaming.
And after Empire got messy with Jussie Smollett, Fox pulled the plug and Bryshere's calls stopped. Then came the charges, SWAT standoff, bipolar disorder talk, interrogation footage where he's spiraling. No one picked up the phone for him. And now he has resorted to bending for men online for some OnlyFans chump change.
So I cleaned it up. And I asked her and I said, so if I didn't clean this up, you would have to clean it up. And she said, no. She started snapping at me and she would do something at me and I would do something back.
Tonight, we're seeing hours of new video from his July arrest that ended with his wife flagging down police and telling them the actor had assaulted her for hours inside their Goodyear home. The bizarre jailhouse interview lasting for 2 hours as they try to piece together a chaotic chain of events.
Team 12's Michael Doudna brings us the late-breaking details from the celebrity's high-profile arrest right here in the Valley.
Now, word on the street is Bryshere prepping a $50 million lawsuit against Diddy and Will. If that's true, it might break the silence for real. As more lawsuits pop up and more people speak, this thing's only getting deeper. Joseph Manzaro, one of Diddy's victims, civil suit straight up, talks about being and dragged into one of Diddy's freakoffs. Said he was taken through a secret tunnel connected to Gloria Estefan's property. Said Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron, they were all there, and he was forced to wear a wild outfit while being humiliated in front of the room. These ain't internet rumors. That's court paperwork, and Diddy's still trying to delay the trial, but the judge already said no. Right now, folks are starting to wonder, who else is involved? Who else is being quiet because they got that same footage held over them? One user said Katt Williams, Pimp C, Terrence Howard, 50 Cent, they all said it. Puffy came at them and they said no. Messed up part is nobody believed them until now. Another user said that's why Diddy's case has taken so long. They have to all work together to minimize the collateral damage and then use the hidden information to blackmail and control the deviants involved. Where do you stand on this? Is Katt speaking facts or just fanning flames? Sound off in the comments. We're all ears. And if you're riding with unfiltered heat and real deal revelations, don't just scroll, lock in, tap like, subscribe, and keep it rolling with the next jaw dropper loading up now.